It's not going to be perfect, but I guarantee you, if you use these tools, you're going to be better off than not using these tools. So what separates Navy SEALs from an average person? That's easy. Mental toughness. I'm going to share the secrets to building resilience so you can tackle any challenge that you're coming across, right? We've all been there. We know when we gotten overwhelmed. We know we got a big pitch. We got something that we want to accomplish. There are those moments, right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when you feel like you're just going to fall apart. So let's get into this and let's figure out a surefire way to make sure that when you're in those moments that you get it done. So why does mental toughness matter? Well, think about this. So in SEAL training, what if there's somebody in the freezing ocean, right? 72 hours, no sleep, and still laser focused. And that's because they have mental toughness. If you think about a lot of the training they receive, it's all about mental toughness, right? Ring that bell. You guys have read books about it. You've seen movies about it. What is the biggest thing they're always pushing these people to do? They want them to tap out, right? Because they don't want the ones that are going to ring that bell and quit. They want the ones that are going to sit there and do what it takes to get through the program so they can be in the top performance and be top performers, right, in our U.S. military. That's what they're looking for. So how does that apply to us, right? So 2023, there's a study from the Journal of Applied Psychology that says 85% of top performers cite mental resilience as their key to handling stress. We all have stress. What is the toughest thing that you're facing right now? Let's dive into one of the techniques that I read about that the Navy SEALs use to be able to manage that stress. Okay, stress management with box breathing. So it goes like this. You inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you exhale for 4 seconds, and then you hold for 4 seconds and do the whole routine over again. The idea is to be able to get you to calm down, right? When there is something in front of you, whether it's a mission for a Navy SEAL or a big pitch or something, maybe you're going to be asking the person you love to marry you and you're super nervous, then you can use this technique to bring that stress level down, right? Bring it down to manage yourself. And I think what it really does is that, I'm a big believer in this, right? Our subconscious, right? It's always sitting there doing things in the background, probably things that we don't even really understand. But when you do this, you're almost just resetting your subconscious and telling it's okay. So when it moves over to your conscious mind, then you just take it down a notch, right? And all of a sudden, you're back in the driver's seat again, right? Reducing your stress and getting the job done. So if you want to learn more about this, Jocko Willink, he wrote this book in 2024. It's called Discipline Equals Freedom. So the box breathing is one of the major techniques that he talks about in there. I think it's genius. I've tried it several times. And you know what? It really works. So just try it right now. Just inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then wait 4 seconds and start it again. So the second technique to build mental toughness is visualizing success. So if you want to visualize your success, why don't you visualize what happens? You probably see a lot of people that say, man, you got to be able to see it, right? You got to be able to see it. So, in terms of the Navy SEALs, they're visualizing their mission, right? They know all the aspects of it. So they're focused on, what's going to happen and what part they're playing in it. And they're visualizing the success in that mission, right? If you're a pro athlete, right? Visualizing the game-winning shot. But it doesn't have to just be athletes and Navy SEALs. What if you're just visualizing whatever you want to accomplish for that day? So picture your goal, whatever you want to accomplish that day. Set yourself up with a quiet place, visualize it, and do that routine for 5 minutes. Everybody has 5 minutes. Get up a little bit early, get yourself in that mode, visualize it. Okay? Do it for 5 minutes a day. See what happens. See how you build up that resilience. Because when you get to that moment when something pushes back on you, and sometimes it comes really, really hard, really unexpected, right? You want to be prepared to visualize going through there, because there are so many times, right? So many times and so many moments that things don't work out the way exactly that you expect. And you want to be able to see past that so you can move forward. So let's talk about what the real world application of this is, just in day-to-day life. I mean, there's several of you. I'll give you an example. I have to deal with taking care of elderly parents, and it's stressful. And the reason it's stressful is because not only am I managing my own household, I got to manage theirs. So I got to think about all these things that they need taken care of, that they can't take care of themselves. And the thing that always kind of gives me that push is that I calm down, I visualize what I need to do for them for that day, compartmentalize it right throughout the day, and make sure that I'm sitting there and understanding exactly what needs to get done and get taken care of. Because if I get overwhelmed, who's going to take care of them, right? They can't take care of themselves. That's why they appointed you to be able to take care of them. So let's think about other situations, right? Whether it's a big pitch, maybe you're going through this process where you're going to close a really big deal. Maybe it's a job interview. Maybe, like I said, you want to go ask somebody to marry you. Whatever that is, right? You can visualize, right, the win. You can manage your stress level, right, by doing box breathing and really getting yourself into a routine so that you're going to set yourself up for success. It's not going to be perfect, but I guarantee you, if you use these tools, you're going to be better off than not using these tools. So here's a challenge for this next week. Every day, get up, do 3 minutes of box breathing. Just do it. Remember, inhale 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, wait 4 seconds, start it over again. Visualize your goals that you want to achieve that day. Take 5 minutes in a quiet spot. See what it is that you want to accomplish for the day. Bring that out to a week. Bring that out to a month. I talked about this in the last episode when I talked about setting goals and how to achieve them and set up that framework. Make this part of your framework, because if you do, you're going to see a huge difference. So take the challenge, do it for a week, and then come back and leave a comment. Tell me how it worked out for you. If you find this episode helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I always encourage you to subscribe. If you have some extra time, rate the show. You can find us on Hey Charles Biz on YouTube, Hey Charles 77 on Instagram and TikTok, Charles Ernst on LinkedIn, and Hey Charles on Apple Podcast and Spotify. See you next time.